Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special episode of Off the Charts. My name is Dan, and I shall be your host once again. So, cheers to you all. Before we start off, if you do like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Hit the little thumbs up and the little bell to be notified when I publish new content like this. So, I was supposed to be doing this episode a while ago. And well, if you follow the channel, you'll know that there's a few issues here that's been happening here, and I'll explain myself at the end. But I'm finally doing this episode. So this is a big thank you to everyone who has watched, subscribed, commented, simply just interacting and watching this channel here. That means the world to me. So thank you for everybody. I wanted to do this episode since we've hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. So thank you a lot for that. There's just that the part, like I'm going to make my speech here, then I'm going to put some stuff at the end. That's the part where I was like, oh my God, I got to do this here. And you'll see at the end here. But I want to tell everyone a big thank you for just sticking around this channel. I love just doing these episodes. I love interacting with everybody. And you know what? Sometimes it just happens that, I'll talk about something and somebody was like, oh my God, I forgot about that, or I did not know about that. Thank you. You know what? Those comments are just great. Like it makes this worthwhile. That you actually managed to influence maybe one person or two. I don't know how many there. Well, there's been more than two there, but just saying, because of your channel, I have now bought this, or I've started re-listening to that, and blah blah blah. That actually means a lot. So I'm happy to do that. Again, going forward, there will still be the Monday and Friday episodes, and Wednesdays I'm doing the album analysis, but it's suggested by you, the viewer. And in between, sometimes I'll do some 2025 new releases. Having said that, I just want to go through a list of guests that we've had on the channel, and I'm making this today, and I've already got 2 new guests coming soon. 2 interviews actually, so we'll hopefully that still goes through. But yeah, that actually is pretty cool there, and it's not interviews that you're probably expecting, so it's actually something different. But now let's go with the guest, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each guest that I've had on there, and at the end of this part of the video, I'm just going to show a little collage of everybody that's been on the channel here. Hopefully I'll put some music on top of it. Hopefully the copyright gods of YouTube will leave me alone for this one here. But anyway, so first things first, let's start off with my first ever guest was actually, his name is David. We've actually made many episodes together, but he was actually the first one that I've had on the channel. And he's from the UK, and we've chatted many times. Like I said, you've probably seen him on this video here. So all this because of a Saxon episode that I did, and he was not in agreement with one of my top 5 choices. So anyway, glad to have met him. The next one is Darren. Now that one's a funny one because he lives in the same town as I do. I've played gigs with him, not in the same band, but on the same venue. And it wasn't until I got this channel that we started clicking or connecting. And he's been on the channel 3 times for sure. And there's actually one that's coming soon. I got a lot going on here, so I'm trying to do everybody. But yeah, that was funny that we've been in the same town. We've met before, but just never talked as much as we have now for this channel here. So that was Darren, guitarist here, known across Ottawa. Then we have Steve from New Zealand. So he is actually the first one that asked me to be on his channel. So that is actually, and I'm so happy to have met him there. He's, whatever I see on his channel, sometimes like, okay, I need that. I need that. So many friggin' things I've bought because of Steve here. But I'll always remember, well, the first time, like he was the one that actually came ahead and asked me if I wanted to be on his channel. So that was actually a very nice thing. We're good friends now there. He's also part of the Kansas Connection. I wanted to make myself you see all these channels and you see, I want to be part of a panel. This was before I actually joined the Contrarians there. So I wanted to have my own panel and friends so we could talk about, and that was the beginning of the Kansas Connection. And next up, another Kansas Connection and another New Zealander is Keith. He's also been on my channel a few times and also many times on the Kansas Connection. I just friggin' love also his personality and very fun to talk to. And what I like about the Kansas Connection is we're 4 different people with 4 different same tastes if you take the word hard rock or metal, put them all together, but everybody has their own little taste there, and Keith is actually probably the heaviest of us 4. So yeah, another New Zealander that I met there. So very happy to, and he found my channel, and then it just clicked. And also the last member of the Kansas Connection, Kevin from Sonic Boom TV, from the US. He's been on many times also doing album reviews, and of course the Kansas Connection. And he loves to bug me on Facebook, and I do the same there. It's all fun there. So yeah, that's another one right here. So Kevin from the US was another one that we were just chatting, and I for the Kansas Connection, I actually took YouTubers that actually replied back to me the most, and those were the 3 that somehow I clicked with the most. Again, nothing against everybody else there. That's not what I'm saying there. But it was just 4 newbies that wanted to start their own YouTube channel. I said, you know what, let's just get together and make some good material here. So that would be Kevin from the US. Next up, you've seen him a few times. He is New Zealand's favorite guest. And I'm talking about my nephew, Jeremy, or as you might know him as J Money. He's been... Every time he wants to come over, he's like, okay, do you want to do an episode tonight, or do you want to do another episode? Or sometimes I just call him and say, if you're coming over, I'm taping an episode. You're more than welcome to join in here. So that was another one here that I'm very happy to have had. And of course, you can't have one nephew without having the other. So that's Jaden. And I actually tried something different with Jaden. He was a little camera shy at first, it shows here, but he did a good job, and hopefully he'll be back soon there. He's more musically inclined than Jeremy is there, but Jeremy, you'll just tell him, hey, go listen to that, and oh, that's good. And Jaden and I do not really have the same taste in music, but that's okay. Next up, we have Steph. So this is my buddy Steph that I tend to go to bar concerts of late with. We stopped talking again, not because we're not friends, or for some reason we had just stopped emailing. And he emailed me back, and I just told him, hey, by the way, I have a YouTube channel now, check it out. And one thing led to another. It's like, okay, if ever you get all your Motley Crue albums, I'll come and do a ranking with you. And since then, he's been doing every year-end episode with me. He also does the Battle of the Albums with me, and a few little things here and there. But my God, Steph, I've met him in 91. And I'm going to say this again, he's actually the one that pushed me to stick to my guns regarding hair metal, because it wasn't a good time to be a hair metal fan in the 90s. Let me put it that way. But because of him, I managed to build a second skin, I guess, and stick to my guns for that. So I'll thank him for that. I told him that the other day anyway there. And of course, you guys all know my friend Pascal, who I talk about all the time, and he's been doing some Iron Maiden album analysis with me, which I friggin' love doing. And actually, I got a lot to say regarding that band. And he's actually, I got him to come out of his shell too with doing a Merciful Fate ranking with me. And he also is part of my year-end reviews. Him and Steph are doing that, and it's just like when we were all three of us at one time were working at Loeb, which is a grocery store called now known as Metro, and we're all in different departments, and we go, okay, top five, best opening tracks of an album, like whatever. Like we were always doing top tens with us three, and here we are doing top tens, but now on YouTube. So that's my friend Pascal. Another one that's actually been only on one episode. I talk about him a lot, which is Concert Steph, and he's done an episode with me regarding our best, worst, surprising, like what different types of concerts we go to, because Concert Steph is easily the person I've went to the concerts the most, to a point where we actually were saying, okay, well, we've done all the metal or the hard rock. Let's try something different. And that's when we dabbled into like U2 and what was that one there? Tragically Hip. And then after that, we were like, okay, no more tryouts there. No more blind buys for concerts. So that would be my friend Steph, who also, my God, I've met him, same as Pascal, probably in 80, I'm going to go say 88, 87, 88-ish, around that time there. And look at us now. We're still good friends here. All right, next, I'm going to save those ones for the end here. A newer one here is my good friend Jake, from Jake, Not From State Farm. And I've been on his channel. He loves my sexist album episodes so much that he actually invited me on his channel to go and talk about. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll talk about boobs on album covers any day. So yeah, that's one. And of course, he's the one that did the infamous Lita Ford episode with me, where we completely trashed her album Wicked Wonderland. Listening to it wasn't fun, but man, oh man, recording that episode was fun. So that's my friend Jake. Another one where he's been on my channel once, and he tells me I'm supposed to be on his. He emailed me the other day saying, I'm thinking of something for you there. Trevor from Trevor's Crash Course, forget his. Anyway, I'm putting everybody's links on the bottom there, or their tags there, so you can actually find their. But yeah, oh my God, he actually got a wind of me bitching about Nitro. I did an episode about Nitro, and he wanted to do a album analysis of the second Nitro album. And again, for somebody or a band that I hate, man, that I have fun just talking about that album. Whether it's a band you hate or you love, it guarantees almost a good episode, whether you're bitching about it or when I'm bitching about something, it's usually like, I'm not tooting my own horn here, like it's pretty entertaining stuff. But when you love something too, that's most people tune into your channel because they actually love the same bands. But yeah, that episode with Nitro with Trevor was one for the books there. That was fun there. Next up, so these people actually met through the Contrarians. One of them is from another Canadian with me here, and he's actually an author of many books. And I've actually interviewed him for his Y&T book. So I'm talking about Tim Derling from Tim's Vinyl Confessions. That was actually a very fun interview to do there. And again, another little friendship that started. It's not, I haven't known him as much as the other ones there, but we're getting there, right, Tim? All right, next up, another one from sort of the contrarians, but Mike Ladano from Grab a Stack of Rock, which you've seen me wear his shirt on my channel before. And what he actually invited me for a Spinal Tap episode, and it was a kick in the ass, like as how low tech this channel is compared to his. He had an intro sung by Paul Shortino from Rough Cut and King Cobra. I was like, I'm just watching this intro when I was on the channel. I was like, where the hell am I? This is like high budget stuff here. But yeah, and he came onto my channel also, and we did an episode where how what not to do if you want to become a rock star. Let me put it that way. That was a fun time going back, and um, you got to watch it just for the Quiet Riot story and his story about how the importance of buying stuff for guitar but not learning how to play it. That was friggin' hilarious. So that's another one here, Mike Ladano. Um, Next up, we have Jason, who actually is, oh my God, I've met him through my buddy Yan, who hasn't been on the channel yet. Yan, the invitation is still open, by the way. Um, yeah, we met him. I met him through Yan and then through hockey. And we used to play ball hockey, went to the same college, and now we're going to concerts. And for someone I met through somebody else, that friendship actually stayed. And I actually do a lot of stuff with him, like when he's in town, or we're going to Montreal to go see a concert there. So yeah, he did the episode. It was his idea. Songs that trigger a certain memory, or well, pretty much, trigger songs. That was another fun episode to do there. And I've also dabbled in interviews. Now, this first interview here was actually my own band. I wanted to practice with, trying to interview people. So I interviewed my own band, so the Dead Culture Society. If you're wondering, yes, that is my band at the beginning when you see the thumbnail and the song, that is my band. And that was actually pretty fun. It was a good practice run to learn how to do an interview, and more to come on interviews right there. So yeah, my band, Dead Culture Society, or DCS as we write it in chat there, just not to write the whole long word there, had the first interview. Next up, okay, so this is actually probably my proudest moment for this channel. Again, I'm nothing, you'll see where I'm going with this, but it was actually me interviewing and becoming friends with a Swedish band that I love called Thundermother. I had met through Instagram the drummer, and started a friendship. She followed me back, I followed her, and started talking. And I'm like, I think she's from France, so started talking. I asked her for an interview. She said, well, how about the whole band? I was like, holy crap, okay, yeah, sure, we'll do that. And I friggin' and you watch that Thundermother interview, and you could see at first I'm a little nervous, but as the interview went along, like I remember it's like, so you girls, I'm like almost. I was pretty nervous there, but I actually got into. I wasn't nervous with the drummer Joan, but I was nervous about the other three because I hadn't talked to them yet. But now we're all four good, well, Instagram friends, obviously there. But yeah, I'm super proud to have done that interview with Thundermother, which led to another interview with the singer, and I friggin' love Linnea's voice from Thundermother. And she had told me that she had directed one of their videos. I said, well, why don't you come on and talk to people about it here on this channel? And it was actually that interview, I felt a little bit more comfortable because I started to get to know them, and chatting with them here and there. But I'm gonna toot my own horn here. It was actually pretty. You know what? I try, when I make interviews, I try to make them different. Like, sure, some questions will you're always going to be, oh yeah, he's asking that question, or they're asking that question on for these rock stars. And I know rock stars tend to have a lot of interviews, and I'm trying to not get them to answer the same questions. So I actually had a little game that I played with Linnea at the end, where she's from Sweden. So I quizzed her on Swedish bands that I own here, and my God, that little part, you could, it looked like she had fun. She kept telling me she had fun, and I came up with a little joke at the end there and made her laugh like big time. So yeah, I'm just trying to. It was a good way to try something new, and it was actually a success here. Where I just, you have your interview, and at the end, I just want to have a little game to play with people there. So that was fun. And last, Joan from Thunder Mother, the drummer that started it all. Like I said, it's all her fault that now we're all friends, and I love Thunder Mother as I do now. Like she was a great um, ambassador for the team. She is so um, pro, like helping out others and all that there, and giving them, pushing them in the right direction. She's the one that actually got me the interview with Thunder Mother. So again, I'm super appreciative of that, and enough that we're friends that at the last minute I needed a guest to be a witness for a contest, um, and she accepted. I said, "Look, I need 5 minutes, 10 minutes max of your time. Can you do it?" Yeah, no problem. I'll do that for you. So yeah, I'm very happy and very grateful to have interviewed them, and known them. And that is the guest, but I'm going to save the last one here. So one that he's actually done 3 episodes is actually my dad. And right now, when I say that there's a lot of stuff going on, for those of you who have been asking, yes, he currently still is in the hospital. The good news is the infection is gone. So he's cured from that. Now, right now, he's just needs to do a lot of rehab. And when I say it's like a minimum of 2 to 5 weeks rehabilitation, yeah, of relearning how to walk there. So it's fun times, let me put it that way there. So yeah, he's done 3 episodes, and the second he's back here, I'll make another episode with him there, because he's a big fan of the channel. I go to the hospital and visit him, and we watch an episode. Like he loves the channel so much there, and he loves the music here. We also, well, he's got no choice to listen to that music, but a lot of them he doesn't say anything, but the ones he likes, he actually mentioned, like he makes sure to. So I'm hoping we'll have him back sooner rather than later. So those are my guests and a little description of how I met them and what we've done. Now, regarding contests, now this is going to change a little bit. I know that I've said, I'll do a contest every 100. Well, let's be realist here. I'm still with no job, and with going and visit my dad to the hospital, it's costing a little bit more money uh, than it should there, but whatever. So for now, like I said, the contest will be back. Okay, just right now is not a good time for making contests. So for the 1,000 subscribers, this is the episode. It's just a celebration of having 1,000 subscribers. Now contests will be back, but this time my mission was to get to 1,000. Now it seems to be growing without me basically trying. Not really, but you know what I mean there. And so now the contest will be now every 500 new subscribers. So contest will be back, just not right now there. And of course, we've had a snag here with one winner there, where the country that I had to send it to did not tell him it was there, and they sent it back here. And I'm just like, whatever. Anyway, so that's regarding the contest. So, from the bottom of my heart, please, I want to thank you guys for watching. Take the time to watch. Comment away. I absolutely love replying to comments, and watch away, share away, and all that. So here's a little potpourri just to end the episode, where I'll show there'll be a song on top of it there. It's all mute there, and just so you see who was on the TV show, the YouTube channel there, and enjoy the little potpourri of or montage, I should say, probably like I wonder if I could put that Rocky theme song. That would actually be funny, but that'll be a very yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. But on that note, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the little montage, and we shall see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye bye.